Hi everyone, welcome to the Blank Slate. Now, how many times have you wondered that if you want to learn something, what resource should you go to? Should should they be the books or the videos or some kind of audio, radio, TV? What should you choose? What is the best thing to learn from? Now, the question which looms here is books really that important? Now, first of all, we all must agree that we all go through basic education since our childhood, and we have to read a certain amount of books to learn something. But the basic question I am going to deal here is, which I am thinking about, is are books really that important to learn something? Because we have other resources too, like videos and audio too. Now, the thing here is, the books do provide something unique, which other things don't have, but the other things have their own uniqueness to them too. What makes books unique? Now, the first thing is cognitive depth of the books. Now, when we read books, the books have their own pace. Now, we cannot read past something if we don't understand. So we have to stop there and try to understand that. Okay. Now, in case of audio or video, it has its own pace. So we have to understand something as the video goes along. But in books, we can go with our own pace. We can slow down if we want to, because if we slow down, we get time to understand what the book is trying to convey at a certain point. Okay. Now, the other thing which book has is empathy, development of empathy. Like when we read books, let's say fiction, and we get to peek into the mind and read along how the character thinks, like slowly and steadily, like we understand the emotional difficulty or happiness which that person is going through. But in video, we do get what a character is feeling based on the external conversation of that character, but we do not get the time to internalize those things, because video has its own pace, right? Okay. Now, the other thing which books have in them is information density. Now, I'm not denying that we can get a lot of information by watching videos or listening to some informational audio, like from Spotify or many different resources like that, or let's say from radio. But the thing here is information depth. Like to get an overview of a topic, the videos are awesome things. But to learn something in depth, the books are to your go-to thing, because books goes into the nooks and crannies of a certain topic, of a certain theory, which is not really possible in the video, because in the video or audio, because video or audio have a certain limitation. They are for a certain amount of time, because if they're made, like if every nook and cranny is covered in the book, in the audio, it will take a very long time. Like even the movies we see, let's say for example, the movies are like the summary of the book. It is made up on, and the video need to have a certain entertainment value to them, because if it does not happen, we might get bored. But in book, we have got there to understand that thing. So yeah, that is one aspect of the book. Now, the other aspect of the book is vocabulary and syntax. Now, when we read books, we are familiarized with certain texts and a certain format which is formal. We are introduced to new words, which in turn later helps us in better writing. It helps us in better writing, like improving our writing abilities. But the videos, the vocabulary used is in them is usually conversational, and the thing we get from them, it is good for if we want to build the vocabulary which we want to use in our day-to-day conversations or in any conversation of any certain topic. Now, the other thing is concentration span. Now, when we read a certain amount of book, they take a certain amount of time. They take like hours to read that certain book. So we do need long duration of concentration. Like if we want to understand a certain topic, we will concentrate and think about that thing, and then we will understand that. But in case of videos, it is usually in the short bursts of time, like short spans, like 15-minute videos, like, or even let's say 1 hour or 2 hour videos, but it will not be longer than that. It can be longer, but usually, normally, generally speaking, the videos are shorter than the books, and the videos can be listened to or heard to or can be watched when we are doing some other works too. But while reading books, all our attention has to go to just one place. So it improves our concentration span, and ultimately it also helps in sleep too, because if you can concentrate, if your mind is not diverted to many places, like many aspects of life, we it is also good for sleep. Yeah. So now the question arises is, so what should we do? Now the key here is balance. Okay. Now, because every thing like books and audio have their own set of benefits. So if you want to get an overview of a certain topic, let's say history, like let's say a certain war in history, we can get an overview or a certain nuanced understanding of that topic by watching a video. And then if you want to understand the deeper aspects, we can read the books. Okay, that seems like a viable option. And if I would like to explain that by giving an example, let's say you want to understand a certain theory in science, let's say. So you can read the research papers or a certain book to get a deep dive into that topic, and you can watch videos uh, and listen to some audio to understand or get an overview of that topic. Or sometimes we do watch videos to understand some topic which we have read in the book in a better way, because many a times in these videos we get lectures, and in lectures the teacher or professor which is teaching in that lecture, he explains that concept in a deeper manner. But apart from that, we do have to internalize or think a certain topic in our own way too, so we can use reading in that regard. So yeah, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, that balance is the key after all. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye and take care.